Welcome to a muzzled chat. All right. I'm excited for today's episode. We have a guest on that I came across information through these Lyme groups actually on Facebook. And I believe it was the large group of just shy of 50,000 members. And it's just so interesting. I'm extremely fascinated with the human body now and the spiritual aspects, the energy aspects, because it's all one and in the same. And it's important to address things from so many angles, especially in this crazy disease, because just focusing on the physical and the supplemental, it seems for me, I'm only able to move the needle so far. So any other things I could potentially integrate that are gonna have a positive impact, I just am excited. Like, I'm open to everything, and I'm excited to do my due diligence and look into the information. And a lot of people were reporting positive results regarding this particular kit, this particular product. So I actually reached out to Sarah here, and she graciously accepted to come on the podcast, talk about this kit. And it's like a magnetic kit, and you've had astronomical benefits for yourself, and you've seen it benefit so many others. So, oh my gosh, I'm just excited to hear more about this, Sarah. So welcome to a muzzled chat. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you. Thanks for reaching out.
My pleasure. Um, so I'll try to effectively, even with Lyme brain, ask some questions, and I'm just really interested as to like how this works. And let's just start with what led you, like, what in your own path, in your own words, what took place in your life that led you to using things of this nature, and then even assembling this kit, and kind of coming up with this whole protocol that has really helped you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. So I have been into holistic health, natural medicine since I was a teenager. So this has always been my field and my interest. And as a young woman in my 20s, I decided to become a midwife. That was my calling. And I did that and was practicing midwifery. And as part of my dream of being a midwife, I wanted to work in other places and other cultures. And I was able to land a fellowship with the Fulbright Foundation in Central America. So I was working in Guatemala. Um, and I went there for 2 different year-long stints, and the second time I was there, I got really sick with, parasites, and,
Mm,
I took the medicines. I didn't have any way to get rid of parasites without, the harsh chemicals, and that's what people were doing there, and didn't have anything else, so I took that and got better, but I never got fully better, and I was always, like, not quite the same, and when I went back, to the States, I struggled, and my health deteriorated. It kept deteriorating, and I actually sort of thought in the back of my mind it might be the parasites, but I was also going through a divorce at the time, so, like,
mm,
I was triaging every day,
mm,
just trying to deal with my life. It was quite a traumatic one. Um, and I struggled with this low grade parasite infection for 6 years.
mm,
And my health deteriorated more and more and more. And I got to the point where there were days I just couldn't get off the couch. And so I was a midwife. So I was having to like stay up all night at different points. And, everything kind of came crashing at the same time. I had to give up midwifery. And A friend of mine that I had met in Central America was struggling with the same thing because she also had parasites, and she also wasn't able to get well, with the various regular forms of medicine. And she got introduced to this modality of using magnets in Central America, and it actually comes from Mexico. So
Mm.
it's more popular in Latin America. Um, and she said, "It's helping me. I'm actually getting better." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try it." And this was 2020,
Mm.
and I had been trying a lot of things, mind you. Like, I had already spent a lot
Right.
of money, gone to functional medicine doctor, done a lot of different things, testing that I paid for, testing that my insurance paid for,
Hmm.
supplements, boxes of supplements. Like, this wasn't the only thing, right?
Right. Right.
And I wasn't dealing with Lyme, but I was dealing with chronic illness. So I know it's like where you're just like every day is like, how am I going to get through this day?
Right.
Um, and I started using it. Well, okay, it was 2020, so my plan was to go because she was training in the method. So my plan was to go down to be with her and let her treat me. And then it was 2020, and like no one was going anywhere, so I
Mm.
was stuck at home. And I knew that here's this thing, and so I found an online training, and I did the training, and it took me a while to get through the training and to, you know, figure out how to do it. And I started working on myself and my friends at the same time to try to learn the modality. And it was about a year into it when I finally pinpointed what was going on with me.
Mm.
Took me a while. And I figured out that I had two particular parasites, and I did particular biomagnetic pairs for those parasites. And I also took some homeopathics at the same time. And I just like honed in on those for a couple of weeks. I went through a huge die-off reaction, very the strange Herx symptoms that I wasn't familiar with, but I was like, oh, I think I'm having a Herx reaction. I think
Right.
that might be good. And literally after 2 weeks, it was done. And
Wow.
I was severely anemic. So that was part of the reason why I was having such a hard time. And I
Mm.
found out through my own research, once I figured out which parasites were running my system, I figured out that the intestinal parasites were actually feeding off of my iron stores. And that's what was making me anemic, because
Mm.
because I was getting iron infusions in order just to like be able to keep going.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was bad, and so I haven't had to do that since. I've been fine since, my bowels have been fine since, my iron has been fine since. So the modality of biomagnetism saved my life. Now,
Wow.
at the same time that I was trying to figure out how to get myself well, and I was working on people in my community, a lot of them have Lyme because I live in
Hmm.
upstate New York, and this is just what a lot of
Wow.
people are dealing with all the time. And I
Right.
saw that they were getting better, with the protocols that I had put together just from my research and trying different things. And then, and then after all of that, I came down with Lyme, and I had all the symptoms, and I recognize it as Lyme because I live in the Lyme endemic area and I just know what it looks like. And I was like, I have Lyme. So I went to get tested right away, and it came back positive for Lyme and anaplasmosis.
Mm.
But in the meantime, sort of around, I think it was even the same day, like I got tested and I started doing my own protocol that I had created for other people. I did it on myself. And I literally went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and I was like mostly better.
Wow.
Like I was functional. I had like some little sniffles and things to work out of my system, but I was functional. I was able to do what I needed to do. And I was like, wow, I had the prescription, but I hadn't gone to fill it. And then after that, my test results came back and said, you have Lyme and anaplasmosis. And I was like, not anymore.
Mm.
And I was fine after that. And I don't remember if I did it once or twice or whatever, but it wasn't like.
Well, here we are. Is what it is. It's not something ideally to do, but it must be done. Because the reality of this platform, Unmuzzled Chat, we are not going to conform and fall in line and be cowards to tyrannical platforms. So I'm so sorry to disrupt this episode. This is specifically for the YouTube crowd, an opportunity. We'd like to extend an invitation yet again to Rumble, a free speech platform. Come join us. We don't care your political views. We don't care your origins, all that freaking stats or whatever you want to freaking call it. Come join us. Have the conversations. View this episode and all further content in its entirety. There are bombshell episodes, like probably this one. You need to check this one and others out on Rumble. It's no secret. YouTube now has shown its colors. Freaking Nazi platform trying to control information, withhold information that could save lives. 100%. They don't care about you. They care about their funders and appeasing them. It's sad, but it just is the way it is. And I just sure hope through what I've even dealt with here and many other patriots and many other people using this platform for truthful information and have been censored. It's just, when is enough? Okay? Let's stand strong now. Come join us. There's amazing content. We're going to get to the bottom of things. We want to find out what in fact is truthful and helpful for our mental states, our physical states, just our well-being in general. And we can't do it on this platform, unfortunately. Now, there's been whispers that maybe Elon will buy the YouTube, buy Facebook, and liberate it, similar to what has taken place on X, formerly known as Twitter. Is it perfect? Is everything perfect? No. But we, the people, can support the ones on our behalf, like just by our views, clicks, likes, and we must stand strong on this. I sure hope you see the level of importance here and that we can unite. Let's create this community. Join us. Come on the podcast. Comment. Let's get things rocking and rolling. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you over there. God bless you.